And this is Deborah Turner.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Deborah. Deborah, give us a tour and tell us about Fiesta Place Gardens.
Well, Fiesta Place Garden was coming to existence in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
A group of District Heights residents got together and decided we want to do a community garden.
Mm-hmm.
So we researched the area, found this plaque here.
What was the
Used to be-
spot? What was
It
the
used to
spot?
be an old street called Fiesta Place.
Ah,
So we decided to name the garden Fiesta Place Garden.
okay.
Yeah, but it was been closed off since the 1970s.
Oh,
So
wow.
I did some research to make sure it will be a good space for growing vegetables here. It will be safe.
Mm-hmm.
So I did, and it's asphalt up under here since the 70s. Dirt and soil and grass have grown over top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what we decided to do was do raised beds.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 14 raised beds.
Oh, wow.
We have 8 4x8s
Mm-hmm.
and 6 4x4 beds.
Mm-hmm.
They are rented every year,
Mm-hmm.
which includes your water.
Mm-hmm.
We have how we get our water.
Mm-hmm.
We rent a water meter from WSSC every year.
Mm-hmm.
You can only rent it for 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and we use trash cans. They are food grade. We fill them up with water. They're 35-gallon food grade containers.
Mm-hmm.
So we fill them with water. We have the spout on them where we can release the water into the watering cans.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we water our garden.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Um,
And tell me a little bit. I remember there was a larger vision for the garden at one time.
yes, it was a larger vision to extend the garden into the forest area. It's behind the community garden, vegetable garden,
Mm-hmm.
to be an educational space.
Okay.
Not only just educational, but also a space where you can do large gatherings, play games, that kind of a thing, have theater. That was the plan. So it hasn't come in existence yet.
Mm-hmm.
It may one day.
Keep hope alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep hope alive.
Right.
Yes.
So tell me about what's in the beds.
Well, let's start back here since we're back here.
Okay.
We have black-eyed Susie. That is the Maryland State flower.
Mm-hmm.
We have Russian sage.
Okay. Are those from cuttings or plants
These are
or donations?
this was from my garden.
Okay.
I bought
Okay.
it here and it spread. It took
Okay.
over. It was just 2 plants.
Wow.
And it was probably planted maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
So it was taking over the whole bed. So we dig a lot of it up every year and give it away.
Okay.
So if anybody wants any of these black-eyed Susies, you can come and dig them in the fall when we cut them back. And you reach me at dhgardens@gmail.com.
All right.
Okay? So in this bed we have, we also have okras here.
Mm-hmm.
We have mums.
Okay. I want you to tell me about
have-
this right here.
This is sorrel.
Yes. Sorrel.
It is edible.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like spinach.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll mix it with my greens or eat it by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Very good plant. It likes part shade, part sun.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only had 2 plants, and I have propagated them every year
Okay.
and moved them from place to place. Some in my yard, some here, some I've given away.
So you would say that's a perennial vegetable.
It is a perennial vegetable.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. It comes back every year.
All right.
We have sunflowers.
Yes.
That was a donation. The neighbor donated sunflower seeds. They get pretty tall. They get about 6 or 7 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Big head sunflowers on them.
Mm-hmm.
We have okras here also.
Mm-hmm.
We have carrots we sowed last fall.
Uh-huh.
I pulled some of them up. They're little small carrots.
Right.
But let me see if I can just show you. Let's see if I can get one. Yeah, oh, nice
Oh,
carrot.
beautiful.
Nice carrot. Yes.
Beautiful. Grown
Yes.
right here in the DH.
Yes. Edible. I'll
That's
take
right.
this home and eat it.
There you go.
So we also have a strawberry patch.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be dug up and divided, propagated and redone because it's been here for about 6 years. But it does give us strawberries every year.
Oh, wow.
So it gets little pink flowers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have any strawberries now, but I saw one this week, but one of the birds may have gotten it already.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have to eat too.
Yes, they do. Well, here's one that's coming up.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
So here we have a bed that was just for the plant sale.
Mm-hmm.
We had grown several different plants in here to have them at plant sales in May. We haven't had any plant sale for a couple of years, but that's why this bed is here. It's in mostly shade,
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of things we can't grow back here.
Right.
We have some Callaloo spinach here. My Caribbean neighbor introduced it to me about 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She gave me seeds.
Oh, wow.
It's like spinach. It grows very tall like a vine.
Uh-huh.
It gets seeds on it and it drops seeds everywhere. But it gets very pretty pink flowers on it at the end of the year and red stems.
Oh.
But it's very tasty.
Now, how do you cook it?
I cook it with some onions. I cook it just like spinach. You may have to cook it a little bit longer, but I chop it up very fine because it takes a little bit longer to cook.
Okay.
And sometimes the leaves may get as wide as 7 inches across or larger.
Wow.
Yeah, but it still is it's a thicker leaf than the spinach.
Okay.
And it does not live through the winter
Okay.
because it is too cold here.
So how do you harvest the seed?
So what I do is when it goes to seed,
Mm-hmm.
because it does go to a vine, I just take the seed and harvest it and dry it out and just put it in a paper bag,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll have it for next year.
So you all practice not just sustainability, but also seed saving here.
Seed saving also.
Awesome.
This is cilantro.
Mm-hmm. And even though it's in the middle of the summer and it's a cool season, it's protected.
Summer, but
Yeah.
it's in a cool space.
Yeah.
Forgot that you can't grow cilantro in the summertime.
Uh-huh.
In the
But
heat.
look at it.
But I found a space back here. It was seeded and
Yeah.
it's taken off.
All right.
So it'll do fine.
All right.
This is a rhododendron. Has fuchsia flowers.
Mm-hmm.
It's another bed that gets too much shade. So
Mhm.
we have also a lot of pansies back here that are coming back.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to distribute them all over the garden. So we won't have to purchase anymore.
Yep.
So you can see them coming up in the bed, as long as it gets lots of water. But all of these are little pansies.
Wise move.
Yeah, and some of them have already grown up and flowered, like here. Mm-hmm.
Look at that. And even though it's a cool season flower,
It is
look
a
at
cool
it. It's
season
blooming.
flower, but
Yeah.
it's in this nice cool area. The more I dig them up, the more I dig them over back into the ground,
Mm-hmm.
the more they come up as long as when they get a lot of water. They
Wow.
just resurface.
Wow. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this wonderful bed.
This is hydrangea.
Mm-hmm.
This is spirea.
Mm-hmm.
With pink flowers.
Mm-hmm.
I started off with 2 small stems about 5 years ago,
Uh-huh.
so it just took off.
Wow.
This I layered it from my garden
Mm-hmm.
and just dug it up and brought it up here.
Mm-hmm.
So it has not bloomed this year, and I'm not sure why, but every year.
It just didn't feel like it, Debbie.
Yeah.
You know?
Say not this year.
That's right.
Maybe
Another
next
year.
year.
That's right.
So we have dill here.
Mm-hmm.
Dill is going to seed. I
Uh-huh.
have used it.
Uh-huh.
I use it in my cooking. I use it in my eggs, my fish, my soups. I just loved it on my sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
We have cucumbers. These are the long cucumbers, seedless cucumbers. Look at the cucumbers.
Oh, wow.
We got some here growing already.
Oh, look at the
Yes.
babies. Oh,
Yes,
wow.
look at that one. Yeah. So I grew it from seed.
Mm.
It's doing really well. I do have help with this garden,
Mm-hmm.
Carolyn Davis.
Uh-huh.
That's my sidekick.
Yeah. Yeah. She's been here
So she's
since
been
the
here
inception.
ever
Yeah.
since. Yeah. So she hung in there with me.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not sure they get ready to flower, but they are doing really good this year.
Yeah, they look very, very healthy.
Yeah. They get a little bit taller.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
they're very beautiful.
Uh-huh.
And this is echinacea,
Right.
cornflower.
Mm-hmm. How many people are actually renting plots here this year?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 this year.
Okay.
2 plots are, I can show you when we get up here.
Mhm.
But this is a blueberry.
I thought that was blueberry.
This is blueberry. We didn't get no blueberries this year. We got them last year and the year before. It's called, what is it called? It's called, don't know what the name of it anymore.
I have pink lemonade blueberry.
It is, can't find the name of it.
Mhm.
But anyway, this one does not need a pollinator, so it doesn't need another blueberry plant like most of them.
Okay.
It gets very pretty pinkish leaves in the fall.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something that you definitely want to have in your garden for the wildlife.
Oh, we also have a compost bin. This
All
is our
right.
compost bin. Need some, it's kind of dry.
Yeah,
It
need
needs
some
we need some
weeds.
water and some more stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's our compost bin.
yeah. And you turn it?
Yes, I turned it this week.
Uh-huh.
This was a donation. The table and the chairs was a donation by a neighbor 6 or 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We painted it was white. We painted it yellow.
Because every gardener has to rest as they garden.
We have to have some place to rest.
Right.
This is our little small herb garden. These are chives. Here,
Mm-hmm.
looking like onion. This is rosemary.
Mm-hmm.
This is a mum.
Mm-hmm.
This is another deal, a volunteer.
Uh-huh.
This is lavender. Beautiful flowers in the, I just cut them off a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful purple flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is glowed basil.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it in cooking, but I just like it because it looks good.
Right.
And I just keep it trimmed so to be like a little rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Here we
Even got
have-
some garden art in there, huh? Got some garden art in there too.
Yes, absolutely. We got some art here too. Carolyn doesn't like to cut. She thinks she's hurting the plant.
Oh.
So this is I'm not sure what this is. It's orange Jubilee maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a volunteer from last year.
Uh-huh.
So
Wow.
it grows really healthy. I need to push it back down in the ground because the wind probably took it away.
Mm-hmm.
So they're ready, and make sure you take yourself some.
Wow.
They're very good.
Easy to harvest?
Yeah, even though you see they're busting, that means that they had a lot of water.
Mhm.
They're ready to come off of here. But they're nice little orange. They have an orange flavor to them.
Oh, wow.
Very sweet.
Wow.
Okay, we have lemongrass. We have basil.
Mm-hmm.
We have a sweetie here that's been taken over by the lemongrass.
Mm-hmm.
Lemongrass is very good for making teas.
Mm-hmm. In the
put it
winter
in your
time.
soup.
Now, do you all divide that and take some in and to put it back out next year?
I tried it, but it didn't last.
Or? Okay.
I tried a couple times, so I just buy another plant usually.
Okay.
What I do is the most potent part of this plant is the root.
Mm-hmm.
When you take it up and peel back the leaves off it, the stems are white. Oh, it's just a heavenly smell, lemony smell.
Mm.
And it makes good tea.
Uh-huh.
Good tea.
Yeah.
Marigold. This marigold here is a volunteer from last year. And what I mean by volunteer is just a seed blown over here, or it's seeds dropped from this plant and it's reseeded itself.
Wow.
That's all. And look how big it is.
Right. And they say it's an annual.
No, it is a perennial in this garden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is Belinda's garden.
Mm-hmm.
She had about 8 volunteer tomatoes.
Wow.
That came back.
Wow.
She seeded everything in here.
Uh-huh.
She got some corn,
Uh-huh.
different kinds of tomatoes and peppers.
Uh-huh.
But everything she reseeds. She seeds herself.
Uh-huh.
But the tomato plants they came back from last year.
Wow. And she even has garden art in hers as well.
Yes, she does. She has a little art here.
So she started her seeds inside?
Yeah, at home.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Beautiful.
She says she don't know what she's doing, but her garden does very well every year.
Well, I'd hate to see if she knew what she was doing. Good gracious.
Yeah. I see something that has been growing for a while. I'm leaving it alone, but I got to ask her, what is this? But it's a pretty plant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a smell to it, but it looks like a wild weed.
Looks like a plant out of place.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see if she can identify.
We have lemon verbena over here.
Love lemon verbena.
Yeah. That's lemon verbena.
Mm-hmm.
Very smelly.
Mm-hmm.
You want to smell?
Oh, that makes a great tea. I get this every year.
Yes.
Can't get enough of it.
Yeah. Lemon verbena,
Mm-hmm.
lemon balm, echinacea there. This is a mum that will grow all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Very strong, hardy mum.
Mm-hmm. What color's the bloom?
The blooms are pinkish.
Like a shell-like?
Pinkish, purplish color.
Mm-hmm.
And the bees and the flies love it.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Sheffield,
and the
but we'll
stems
see.
get about 8 or 10 inches long.
Above the foliage?
Above the foliage.
Yeah, I bet it's Sheffield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have here long beans.
Oh, wow.
We grow this every year.
Uh-huh.
The seeds are black.
Uh-huh.
It's only 2 plants in here. One over here and one over here.
Wow.
My neighbor introduced that to me, Caribbean.
Uh-huh.
She said, Miss Debbie, you do 1 plant. If you do 2 plants or 3 plants, you're going to have a vine all over the place. And it does. And the beans get about, if you let them go to seed, some of them I do let them go to seed.
Uh-huh.
And they get about 24 inches long.
Wow.
But I pick them when they're young, when they're about 12 inches.
Uh-huh.
Very good beans.
How do you cook them? Like string beans?
Like green beans.
Okay. Okay.
Cook them like green beans. Sometimes I steam them. Sometimes I stir fry them with a little bit of onion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But sometimes I just eat them right off the vine. They're very sweet when they're young.
Oh.
Yes.
And that's long beans.
They get a pretty pale yellow flower.
Mm-hmm.
And then the beans come.
Okay.
Okay? You have to watch this one because the tendrils will grow onto everything else and choke them off.
I call that a happy vine.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is happy.
Uh-huh.
We got more tomatoes here, echinaceas. Oh, we got tomatoes on that vine here. We were late planted here. We got peppers.
Mm-hmm.
These peppers, believe it or not, we didn't know that they were going to make it because we planted them late, but they were very small last month.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's what love will do.
Little tender love carrot, got some heat.
Yeah.
And they took off. These are banana peppers.
Uh-huh. Sweet or the hot ones?
These are mild.
Okay.
They're very mild. They're not hot. No. Yeah. Carolyn seeded those. She thought she had other ones, but they all turned out to be banana peppers.
Okay.
Because you know when you seed the banana peppers, leaves all look alike.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you're going to get until the fruit comes.
If you want some shishito peppers, my plant is just really happy this year.
Is that hot?
It's debatable.
If you like hot, maybe so.
Yeah. Some of them are kind of mild, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this plant, these 2 beds here belong to, Watermelons.
Oh, yeah.
We got watermelons here. My neighbor who takes care of the grass, cuts
Uh-huh.
the grass.
Uh-huh.
I take care of his bed for him
Mm-hmm.
while he's out working and doing his thing. But he's got nice, nice watermelons.
Oh, my. Look at
One
that.
is huge. One is bigger. You wanna pick it up?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Icebox or?
I'm not sure. Look at this one here. This is huge. He doesn't.
Oh,
know.
my goodness.
He just plants them.
Wow.
Yeah. So I said we're gonna have watermelon this year.
Yeah.
So this is YSB's garden.
Mm-hmm.
First, I'm sorry. This is mint. I'm trying to get everything in here. This is peppermint.
Uh-huh.
Good tea.
Uh-huh.
Good in tuna fish.
Uh-huh.
You
Oh,
know,
really?
Yes. Yes.
You know
want
what else is
something?
good in tuna fish?
You want-
Habanero peppers.
Huh?
Habanero peppers and tuna fish?
Yes. But if you wanted something a little bit different,
Uh-huh.
other than basil and dill, because I put basil in everything,
Yeah.
add a little mint to it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Refreshing.
Huh.
So also use the mint with the basil and make a tea. Very good.
Make a soup.
Tea.
Oh, a tea. Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
This is YSB's garden.
Mm-hmm.
Youth Services Bureau of District Heights.
Uh-huh.
The clients have 2 beds. So they have peppers, green peppers, banana peppers, all kind of tomatoes.
And they need to harvest. Look at those banana
Yes,
peppers.
they do. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they need to harvest.
Yeah. Tomato.
If they don't, I will.
Mm-hmm.
So I had talked to him the other day. You got to come harvest the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So she lost the key, and I talked to her today. I told her I'll meet her tomorrow.
All right.
This is coreopsis.
Yeah.
This came from you, Terry.
Oh, that came from me?
Yeah, years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I have divided and put some over there. Some is in my yard.
Oh. So my presence is still here. This is amazing.
You're in the garden. Yeah, and I name all the plants that are given to me. I name them whoever gave it to me. So that's
Oh.
Terry. Okay.
Oh, you're in love,
And
Debbie.
these are squash,
Mm-hmm.
crooked neck and straight neck squash. They have plenty of squash and zucchinis. They may have gotten one the other day.
Okay.
Oh, here's one here. Here's one here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, they need to harvest that puppy.
Yeah.
So let me ask you
Zucchinis.
something. It's been a lot. Oh, there's one that needs to be pulled.
Well, one was bigger than that. But I've been enjoying myself.
Yeah, I was going to say. So do you believe in pruning your squash? This is-
Yes, and then no.
Okay.
Because I find that this is the first year we ever had a good year with squash. We had one over there, and then finally the squash bug came and got it.
Okay.
So we were able to harvest about 8 squash
Wow. Okay.
off of it. And they were the orange squash. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they look like this. They have the peeling has an orangey taste to it, but they're very good, very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
They're called prolific squash.
Okay.
This one is hanging in there.
Right.
The storm 2 weeks ago, it was so heavy,
Mm-hmm.
it blew it up out of the ground.
Wow.
I just dug a hole and stuck it back down in there, and
Right.
it's doing well.
Yeah, I see. Look at that. That's new foliage
There's
there.
new foliage there,
Yeah.
and it's just hanging in there.
Now, have you heard that if you plant squash later, you kind of trick the squash bug into thinking that
Yes.
you don't have any?
Yeah, but it didn't work.
Okay.
Because I didn't plant the squash until like about the 4th of July.
Okay.
And I thought it was far enough.
Okay.
Because I know every bug has its season.
Right.
But that squash bug was over there and it got to that plant.
Okay.
Didn't bother this plant.
Okay.
Back to the question about pruning the leaves. I think sometimes if you do that, you may invite pests
Mm-hmm.
where there's a hole.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And if you don't stuff it with something, you may invite some pests to get in there
And go
and
crazy.
kill your plant.
Right.
So I just I don't like what it looks like most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes if it looks too bad, I try to cut it all the way back to the stem and try to put some soil down in it to cover it so nothing else will get in it.
My thought process on that is, you know, we come from migrant farmers. Do you really think they had time to go through and prune their squash? Stake up every single thing.
Nope.
Because they had to make money to feed their families.
That's right.
So sometimes you just have to leave the garden alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's best to just to kind of let them be.
Yeah.
And they do much better if you just leave them alone.
Right.
I'm a cleanup woman. I like things nice and tidy, but I think sometimes I do them harm when I tidy them too much. So I just have to kind of overlook it and just say, just leave it alone until it's finished fruiting and then clean it up. Unless there's a bug in it and it starts to die, I'll pull it up. But we have corn.
I see.
We have yellow corn, yellow sweet corn, and silver white corn.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was introduced to corn 3 years ago by one of our gardeners. I don't know nothing about no corn. Didn't know nothing about these things right here. These are tassels. This is the male. This is the pollinator. This is the female when you get the corn. And then actually, I have pictures of it. It's a little ear that comes out the side of it, and that's the female. Every little, what you call it, silk, represents a corn.
Wow. Wow.
In here. Represents a corn. So each one of them have to be pollinated. So what I did before I got the corn, I said, I don't know why this corn is not growing. So I came over and I just shook it. And all the pollen started to fall.
Oh, wow.
So then the following week, I started to see a female come up on the side. So the ear corn started to come up. So I said, oh, that worked pretty good. And
Wow.
you can either do that or put it in a bag, shake it in a bag, and then go around and paint it on the silk.
Right. Well, you just shook it.
I just shook it.
Yeah.
I just shook 3 or 4 of them, and the pollen just went everywhere. So we're going to have some corn.
Yeah.
We have echinacea. We had a little flowers for pollinators. So we got all kind of pollinators in the garden. We have an incline over here that was very weedy. Very weedy years ago. Terry, you helped us with that many years ago because it was a mess.
Crazy. Yeah.
But now it's thriving, it's doing well. Things are on their own.
Right.
It's sustainable.
Right.
We don't have to do much to it at all.
Right. Deborah, in this year of unintentional pausing, because I don't like the SD term, the garden still looks great.
Yeah, it does.
And it's still producing.
Yeah.
And it's a teaching garden and not just a community garden. You have experimented with things from cuttings to slips of things to people just planting seeds. And it's thriving.
Yes, yes. I like to experiment with flowers. I like to propagate just to see if I can grow it.
Right.
I like to see things and see if it will grow.
Right.
It's just amazing that little tiny seed turns out to be a plant like this.
That's right.
One seed.
That's right.
One seed. One
That's
tomato
right.
plant. One tomato seed would give you tomatoes enough for 3 people in the family.
Right.
For the whole summer.
Right.
So.
Well, I thank you for finally giving us a tour.
You're welcome.
And, you know, if you all need plants or seeds or anything to get started next season, please don't hesitate to ask. Yes, please don't hesitate to ask because Debbie, monumental effort. Kudos goes to you and all those that help you, people that rent plots. It's absolutely amazing, and it's something that should be replicated throughout communities across America.
Yes, yeah, we all need to be growing something.
Right.
It's COVID-19 time.
Right.
And we don't know how long we're going to continue to get food in the grocery stores. We need to be growing something.
Well, if you had one word for the people that are new to gardening this year that are probably like totally overwhelmed right now because they might not have made the right decisions on purchasing or laying it out or whatever, what word of encouragement can you give the people that are going to continue gardening into the next season?
If you ever get discouraged, keep on growing. That's
Keep
all I
on
can
growing.
say, because every year is different.
Right.
You may grow something one year, and the next year it may not grow for you. Just keep on trying it.
All right. Thank you, Deborah Turner. District
Thank
Heights
you, Terry.
Fiesta Place Gardens. We grow it.
Yes, we are.